Hello, today we're going to continue talking about finding the perimeter of polygons, but as you can see already in some of these pictures, it's going to be a little more complicated than just your basic polygon shapes and circles. Many of the figures we'll be looking at today were called compound figures, which are made up of more than one polygon. So for instance, a combination of a square and a parallelogram or something like that. Or you just might see some kind of irregularly shaped polygons that we haven't gotten into before. The idea for finding the perimeter is the same, which is to add all of your sides together. You just need to make sure that you account for all of the sides, don't double count anything, and don't forget anything are the key things here. Let's take a look at a few example problems. So for this first problem, our polygon does have 5 sides. That would be a pentagon. And all 5 sides are marked. So if I want to find the perimeter of this pentagon, I just add all the sides together. Order is not important because when you add numbers together, the order in which you add them does not change your answer. So if I add all of those numbers together, I get that the perimeter of that polygon is 35 feet. In this next one, the figure below, the angles are all right angles. So that's just a fancy way of saying this is made up of multiple rectangles. So if you would like, you can draw all those right angles in, or you can just kind of remember that. I'm actually going to get rid of them because things are going to get a little cluttered here. Do we have all of our side lengths marked in? So 8.3 is this long side. 2.5 and 2.5 are these shorter sides. I don't have the length for right here. And I don't have the length for this side either. The good news is we can easily find those. So we see that this long side here is 8.3 centimeters. That means this whole other long side here has to be 8.3 centimeters, but from here to here is 4.1. From here to here is 2.5. So we have 2.5, we have 4.1. To find that missing part that I'm pointing at in orange, I need to do 8.3 minus 4.1 minus 2.5, which gives us 1.7 centimeters there. For the one that's marked with a red arrow, if we think of this as being its own rectangle, since this is 3.7 centimeters, this one right here is also 3.70 centimeters. So now that all of my side lengths are marked, I can find my perimeter by adding all those things together. I would strongly recommend starting someplace and then going in order. So I'm going to start with the long side and go clockwise. So 8.30 plus 2.50 plus 1.7 plus 3.70. And just go through and add all of your sides. Make sure you don't skip any. When you add all of those together, you get a grand total of 29 centimeters. As always, you're welcome to use a calculator. I've chosen not to pull up a calculator here. The next figure is a square surmounted by a parallelogram. That just means basically you've got a square with a parallelogram kind of sitting on top of it. We know that squares, all 4 sides are the same length. So this is also 8.35. This is also 8.35. And since this is 8.35, that means that and then we know that parallelograms, opposite sides are equal. This side right here is also 8.35. So we are in business, except for we need this side right here. But since it's a parallelogram, the opposite sides are congruent. And so since this side is 2.79, so is this one. So to find my perimeter, the distance around that, I just need to add all of those side lengths together. Start somewhere and just work your way around. So I'm going to start here. So I'm going to add all of my side lengths together. When I add all of those together, I get 39.98 inches. The next one is sort of similar. It is a square surmounted by a semicircle. So again, we know the square, that all the side lengths are the same. So this is 4.70 and this is 4.70 as well. And this dashed line here is 4.70. So we have basically 2 parts we need to take care of. we need to take care of the square part, which is 3 sides of the square. So I'm going to add those 3 4.70s. But then we also need to deal with the rounded part. The rounded part is half of a circle. And so we know that the area of a circle, or not the area, the circumference of a circle is pi times the diameter. If I have half a circle, then the circumference is going to be 1/2 times pi times the diameter. So if I do 1/2 times 3.14 times the diameter, which is the same as one of the lengths of the sides of the square, 4.70, if I multiply all of that together, I get 7.38. So my final answer for my perimeter is going to be the 3 4.70 sides plus that 7.38 for the half circle part. And when I add all of those together, I get that my perimeter is 21.48 meters. The rest of these, we're going to be writing a formula. So it might be helpful to draw a picture if you don't have one. For instance, number 5, we don't have a picture. And then our goal here is just to be writing an equation. We're not going to be able to find number answers for these. Number 5 talks about an isosceles triangle. Remember that an isosceles triangle has 2 sides that are the same and a third side that is different. It says here that the equal sides are x, so this side is x, this side is x, and the third side is y. If I want to find the perimeter of that isosceles triangle, I just add all the side lengths together, so x plus y. I can actually simplify that a little bit though. X plus x is 2x, so my best final answer is 2x plus y for my perimeter. Next up is another half circle. Remember that the circumference of a circle is pi times the diameter. But since we are dealing with half of a circle, our circumference is actually going to be 1/2 times pi times the diameter. In this problem, go ahead and switch this to p because we're not really even dealing with the circumference. It's going to be 1/2 times 3.14. Or actually, let's just leave that as pi since we're not finding a number answer anyway. 1/2 times pi times the diameter here is 2x. But if I simplify that, specifically looking at this part right here, 1/2 times 2x is just x. So my perimeter around that half circle is pi times x. And that takes care of this part of it. However, I also need to deal with the flat part. The flat part we know is like 2x in length. So our perimeter is going to be 1/2 times, or is going to be pi times x plus that flat part, which is 2x. So we need to deal with the curved part. We did that by doing the circumference of half a circle, and the flat part, which was already given to us. So to go all the way around the curved part and the flat part is pi x plus 2x. Next up, we have a square surmounted by an equilateral triangle. So notice that we have all of these side lengths here are x. Since this is a square, the missing side is also x as well. This x right here, notice is inside the figure, so it's not part of our perimeter. We just need to add the x's on the outside. So the perimeter is going to be x plus x plus x plus x plus x. Kind of a mouthful to say. Or we can simplify that. I have 5 x's, so we can say the perimeter is just 5x. Last one is a trapezoid. To find the perimeter of that trapezoid, we just add all the sides together. So I have b1, I have x, I have b2, I have another x. Once again, I can simplify that a bit by combining like terms. X plus x is 2x, and then b1 and b2 are different, so they aren't going to be able to combine. So this right here is your best simplified final answer. That is it for perimeter of more complicated polygons. Have a wonderful day.